Welcome to Meaningful Morning. Once a month, I have a meeting with United Consciousness. It's from 7:30 a.m. to 8:30 a.m., so it's happening right now. In the 15 minutes that I was with the meeting thus far, we're working on organizing a conference at the end of June in Rajasthan for HR officers in the biggest corporations, in all corporations in Bharat or India. And the logic behind this is that our shastras or our scriptures offer maximum insights into SQ and EQ, emotional intelligence. Yesterday, we had a wonderful workshop on investing in emotional intelligence. We had around 300 participants from all over. And what was more beautiful about this is there was a barbecue going on simultaneously. So the coordinator told me that really you're competing against this barbecue, and I won. There was more people in our workshop than in the barbecue. Here's what I shared with them. This is what you thought about as one of your applications. Number one, community. Coming to unity, but this unity is with yourself. We give lots of time and energy to others, but giving time and energy to yourself, this is distilled into centering. The first way to invest in emotional intelligence, center yourself. Number two, communication. Once you've centered yourself, you have to interact with others in a corporate sense, in a family sense. This was distilled to interdepending. As you communicate with others, interdepend on them. Be careful not to depend on them. Number three, communing. In corporations, in society, there's lots of change, and this can make us let go. We give into stress, we give up. So this was distilled to holding. Hold on to your purpose, hold on to each other. Centering, interdepending, holding. These are some ways to invest in emotional intelligence. We are constantly reminded of this through Meaningful Morning. We are in our final 5 days of this semester. When we complete Meaningful Mornings on Monday, August 21st, this will be 1,050 days, which means 150 weeks of this investment in EQ and SQ. Please try to listen more carefully today. I have shared with you how important these verses are. I'm going to share a lot of content right now. Sanatana Dharma means infinite nature. We have a propensity to forget this. To help us remember this, we have the Veda. Veda means knowledge, that which helps us to remember. The essence of the Veda is the Upanishad. Another name for this is Vedanta. What is inside of the Veda? The essence of the Upanishad is Bhagavad Gita. We studied this in January of 2021, that the Upanishads have been milked and infused into the Gita. The essence of Bhagavad Gita is chapter 15. I've been calling this the spirit of Bhagavad Gita. Within this chapter, verses 15 to 20 are the essence of this chapter. Try to visualize the potency of these 6 verses. In verse 15, in the second quarter, Sri Krishna shares with jnana, which means learning or remembering. Let's use the word learning. From that, there can be smriti, which means remembrance, or apohana, which means forgetting. Visualize how much you've learned in meaningful mornings. Now you can remember this, or you can forget this. When one remembers, that is because of punya. Your right living has caused you to remember this knowledge, remember what your nature is. And the forgetting is because of papa. Wrong living keeps us forgetting. An example of this is Raja Parikshita, when he was in the moment of death, he remembered Sri Krishna. And that's why he had gone beyond death. So much right living. Comparatively, Prince Karna, when he needed knowledge on how to use weaponry, he had forgotten about the weaponry, about Sri Krishna. So much wrong living. Reading an insight from Pujya Swami Chinmayananda. Acquisition of new knowledge presupposes our capacity to give up our false notions. Imperfect knowledge gets weeded out when a person is cultivating new knowledge. A capacity to forget is an essential prerequisite in acquiring new knowledge. Pujya Swami Tejomayananda shared with us, this play of remembering and forgetting is all on account of Sri Krishna's grace. And since this is on account of Sri Krishna's grace, pray to him to forget what needs to be forgotten and to remember what needs to be remembered. Further on in verse 15, Sri Krishna shares, the known, the knowing, and the knower are all Sri Krishna. The known is the Atma. The knowing happens through Vedanta. And the knower is Shuddha, one who is engaged in right living and so has become pure. All of this is Sri Krishna. So as you're praying, what is it that you're praying for? Humility. Those who are humble remember more. In verse 60, I shared it would be confusing when you first look at it. Now let's make this clear, especially in reference to verse 17. Akshara and Kshara. Akshara means unmanifest, and Kshara means manifest. In this verse, unmanifest and manifest. At a macro level, the unmanifest is Maya. In this chapter, Maya is the seed, and this manifests as the tree of samsara. Are you all with me? Akshara and Kshara is unmanifest and manifest. At a macro level, the unmanifest is Maya, and this gets manifest as the seed going into this tree. At a micro level, the unmanifest is our avidya, or forgetting, and so we feel vasanas. The unmanifest is the vasana, and this gets manifested as karma. Doing, forever, living in this ritualistic, robotic way. And what Pujaswami Tejomayananda shared with us, it feels like this avidya, this vasana, this karma never decreases. We've been living and practicing for so long, but do I feel more balanced and focused and reflective? That's why this is all assigned to Akshara. It feels like it never goes away. And if you are feeling this, then what should you do? Pray. Pray for help. Pray for humility. Pray for help. Now Shri Krishna orients verse 16 in its fullest way with verse 17. Uttamah purushastvanyaha paramatmeti tudharataha yo lokatrayamavishya bibhartavyaya ishwaraha. Joy. Tu means but. Indeed, anya, there is another purusha or presence that is uttama, the highest. Whenever you come across words like highest, supreme, please try to personalize this as deepest. With highest, I feel we tend to make this spatial. With deepest, we tend to personalize this as us. Ut means high. So the first presence in us, this ut, is that which is changing. Then uttara means higher. Higher than the changing is the changing less. Both of these were shared in verse 16. And now the third is introduced. Uttama means the highest. High, higher, highest. This is the changeless. Who are you? At the deepest level, it's not even a level, you are changeless. You are existence awareness, which is the only facet of creation creator that is changeless. In the second quarter, udahritaha, this is known, iti, as thus, Paramatma. Not the ordinary spirit, but the extraordinary spirit. This seems so redundant. Why is there Atma and Paramatma? In Srimad Bhagavad Gita, Sri Krishna has used Atma to describe the body, the mind, and the ego. we've already covered verses where Atma means body or mind or ego. So that's why for us, the word Parama, which means highest or deepest, Atma, sense of I, is used. You are not the body or mind or ego. You are the spirit. Yaha, this spirit, your spirit, Avishya. This word was used in reference to the earth, that which fills the earth. Here Shri Krishna is personalizing this. This fills all three worlds. What are our three worlds? Being awake, dreaming, and sleeping. What is always with you as you wake, dream, and sleep? Awareness. Ujjaswami Tejomayana this shared. Shri Krishna is forever caring for us. As awareness, even as our well-wisher. And that's why I'd shared with you, whenever you eat, the more pertinent verses, chapter 15, verse 14. Remember that, chant that, then you can go to chapter 4, verse 24. That is the logical sequence. Who's caring for our health? That fire. Where did that fire come from? It is Shri Krishna. So Shri Krishna is forever caring for us, and we are forever pretending like we can care for samsara. This is what Guruji had shared with us. That is a very strong reality check. Can you care for that which is changing? Shift your care to that which is changeless. It is the changeless that can care for the changing. It is those who are happy that become assets in society, not liabilities. This is Ishvara, God. The nature of God is avyaya, inexhaustible. This inexhaustible presence, Bibharti, is supporting us. So what is the deduction? Finally, for verse 15, 16, and 17, pray. Pray for humility. Pray for help. Just pray for happiness. From inspiration to application. Your application yesterday was to prepare for the next speaking engagement that we're engaged in on the next generation of leaders in nonprofit. I will debrief on this on Sunday when we complete chapter 15. Your application for this morning, of these 6 verses, 15 to 20, of these 6 verses, we've covered 3 now. Which is the most potent for you? In chapter 15, the essence is these 6 verses. Which is the essence for you? Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Be joy.